Good morning, everyone. As always, place the cross on first. No matter what's going on in your life, seek God. He has a purpose for your life. He does. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Yesterday I started talking about dreams, and not really necessarily dreams, but spiritual things. Dreams too. But today I feel like God wanted me to talk more about dreams and visions. Genesis chapter 37. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bela, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet more. Let me tell you something, people. I be seeing posters about people be like, don't tell everybody your plans. But let me tell you something. Don't tell everybody your dreams. You understand? But the thing is, if you're chosen by God, it don't matter if you tell them. If it's meant to come to pass, it's going to come to pass. And he said it to them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaf stood around about, and made obeisance to my sheaf. And his brother said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. Wow. Some people hate you, not just because of you, because of the dreams you have. Wow. The dreams you have can cause people to hate you. The things God has set on your mind. But God speaks to people through dreams. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. Here it is again, another dream. You ever have repeat dreams? I do. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same. Now we all know the story of Joseph, what happened after that. All hell broke loose. His brothers threw him into the pit. He was sold into slavery, sold into Potiphar's house, thrown into jail. And then he had a dream in jail. Then some people came to him dreaming while he was in jail. And they told Joseph the dream, and Joseph interpreted the dream. Joseph not only could dream dreams and see visions, but he can interpret dreams too. Pray that God sends to you an interpreter of your dreams. If you can't understand it yourself, sometimes it's a reason behind it. You need to tell your dreams to people. I know this goes against what I just said. You can't tell everybody your dreams. You can't. But the thing is, you want to know, so you want to know what's up. So you tell people things, right, in regards to dreams. So his brothers envied him, and all hell broke loose. So years and years passed. So sometimes the visions and dreams that you have are not for tomorrow. May not even be for the next day. Maybe for future references. But he said his father paid attention to that. But after all that, the father thought Joseph was dead, so the dream failed according to his eyes, but little did he know that his son was still alive. Let's fast forward to the dream being fulfilled. So years and years passed. Joseph had kids. He done took over all of Pharaoh's house, and mainly almost a ruler. Genesis chapter 42. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said to his sons, Why do you ye looked one upon another. And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down there and buy us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob, sent not him with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief have befallen him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed themselves before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said to them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them. You see, even some dreams you'll forget. But when it came to pass, it was like, oh man, it has been fulfilled. You see, sometimes God shows you something in the dream life, in the dream world, or set a dream on your mind that's going to come to pass. You just got to be patient in the meantime. Joseph's story is a story like, okay, right after you dream the dream that you're going to be, your brother's going to bow down to you. You get sold into slavery. Wow. Wow. You're like, man, you probably forgot about it. But then he remembered. He remembered the dream. Okay, since we're talking about dreams, let's talk about visions from the Lord. Let's go over to Samuel. Let's see what's going on over here. Because sometimes, guess what? You're going to have visions from the Lord in regards to you or regards to somebody else. And they so similar. And then the night watches, even the disciples, when Peter was praying and he got into a deep trance, he had a vision. Peter, rise, kill, and eat. Wow. Ain't that deep? So let's go over to Samuel chapter 3. And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli. And the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision. And it came to pass at the time when Eli was laid down in his place, and his eyes began to wax dim, that he could not see. And the lamp of God went out in the temple of the Lord. Where the ark of God was, Samuel was laid down to sleep. Then the Lord called Samuel, and he answered, Here am I. And he ran unto Eli and said, Here am I, for thou callest me. And he said, I called not. Lie down again. And he went and lay down. And the Lord called yet again, Samuel. And Samuel rose and went out to Eli and said, Here am I, for thou didst call me. And he answered, I called not, my son, lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, neither was the word of the Lord yet revealed unto him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time. And he arose and went to Eli and said, Here am I, for thou didst call me. And Eli perceived that the Lord had called the child. Therefore Eli said, before I even go continue on, I remember old wives tell my parents, my mom used to tell me, or other people used to tell me, if you hear a voice calling you in the night watches, don't answer, it's the devil. I remember growing up, I used to hear voices calling me. So I never answered. Because the old wives' tales told to me, answer. That's all I'm going to tell you. Therefore Eli said unto Samuel, Go lie down, and it shall be, if he call thee, thou shalt say, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. What was the simple instruction? Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. And the Lord came and stood and called at other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant heareth. And the Lord said to Samuel, Behold, I will do a thing in Israel, at which both the ears of every one that heareth it shall tingle. And that day I will perform against Eli all things which I have spoken concerning his house. Now, first thing you're going to realize that a prophet of the Lord came to Eli and told him certain things in regards to what's going to happen in regards to his house. Because God always confirms what he tells you. For I have told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves vile, and he restrained them not. And therefore I have sworn unto the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be purged with sacrifice nor offer forever. And Samuel lay until the morning, and opened the doors of the house of the Lord, and Samuel feared to show Eli the vision. Then Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he answered, Here am I. And he said, What is this thing that the Lord hath said unto thee? I pray thee, hide it not from me. Go do so to thee, and more also, if thou hide any things from me, of all things that he said unto thee. And Samuel told him every whit, and hid nothing from him. And he said, It is good. Let him do what seemeth him good. And Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and did let none of his words fall to the ground. Prophecy, vision, dreams, they all connected. But you fast forward, Eli and his sons were slain. The vision was fulfilled. Hebrews chapter 4. Chapter 10. And the Philistines fought, and Israel smitten, and they fled every man in his tent. And there was a very great slaughter, for there fell of Israel 30,000 footmen. And the ark of God was taken, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain. And there ran a man of Benjamin of the army, and came to Shiloh the same day, with his clothes rent, and with earth upon his head. And when he came to lo, Eli sat upon a seat by the wayside, watching, for his heart trembled for the ark of God. When the men came into the city and told it, all the city cried. And when Eli heard the noise of the crying, he said, What meaneth the noise of his tumult? And the man came hastily and told Eli. Now Eli was 98 years old, and his eyes were dim, that he could not see. And the man said unto Eli, I am he that came out of the army, and I fled today of the army. And he said, What is there done, my son? And the messenger answered and said, Israel is fled before the Philistines, and there shall have been also a great slaughter among the people. And the two sons also, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the ark of God is taken. And it came to pass, when he had made mention of the ark of God, that he fell from off the seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died. For he was old and man and heavy, and he had judged Israel 40 years. Let me tell you something, boys and girls. Dreams and visions, if God truly set it on your mind, it's truly the one showing you these things, it will come to pass. Now the thing is, you got to be careful with it. There are false teachers and false people in this world. I always tell the story of Uriah. When he was given a true word from God, and 400 so-called prophets and men of God were given false vision. Now there can be false vision too now. That's why I'm telling you, you got to test the spirits. But this the thing. If God shows you something, it will come to pass. If it does not come to pass, it is not true. So all y'all that listen to these preachers and prophesy good things to you for the year, now think about it. That's very, very bold for a man or a woman to get up there and say, this is going to happen this year. And then I heard it from the Lord. The Lord revealed this to me. And then a year passed and nothing happened. That means they are a liar. Why do people still follow after these people? I could not understand why. I guess they just keep making excuses. Well, that didn't happen because of whatever. If the Lord says something, it will come to pass. God speaks through dreams. God speaks through visions. God speaks to you in a sleep state. I got to tell you the story in regards to my life. Going to sleep, tired, years ago, probably 2009, 2010. I'm laying on my bed and a being showed up in front of me. I thought it was Jesus. Showed me everything that happened in my life. Then it started showing me things about superstardom. And all this you can have, just let me in. I was like, well, I got perceived that that was the devil. And I resisted it. And I woke up. The only reason I proceeded because I was already studying the Bible and just started studying, just started reading, and I was hearing about the temptation of Christ, and I always hear about the devil always trying to offer gifts and let me in, basically serve me, and I give you those things. I done had dreams in regards to other people's houses. I remember I told my brother a dream years ago, and I told him, I said, I had a dream that his house got shot at, right? I tell him. I didn't tell him the exact dream, but I said, be careful, man. And I told him who to be careful of. Probably shortly after, his house got shot up. In regards to the same person, God revealed to me that it would happen. You see, the thing is, I'm not telling you this to toot my horn. I'm telling you this because God sometimes tells you things. And a lot of y'all are too afraid to tell people the truth of what he tells you or what he shows you in a dream. And tell your dreams to people. Somebody might sitting right there, might interpret it. Take Joseph when he was in jail. They was just talking. And then Joseph was like, hey, I can tell you what your dream means. Your head gonna be chopped off and it's gonna fall in the basket, and your head will be lifted up. Your position will be restored. They both went out of jail. His head was put in the basket. His position was restored. Do you understand? Tell your dreams. Don't be afraid to tell people what God has set on your mind. Even if it's a false vision, tell somebody. I done told people things in regards to life through God, and they have came to pass. And the weird thing about it is, the person who I told said, hey man, you told me this. I didn't tell you nothing. The Lord put it on my mind to tell you. You see, a lot of y'all are not taking heed to what God shows you in the dream world and in visions and through prophecy. You're too scared. I'm talking about this could be something simple. Warn them. You see, sometimes a warning and God using you to tell somebody can stop them from going forward and being destroyed or being hurt or harmed. You understand? Now be careful now. There are false teachers and false prophets out there. And there are false divination. You see, back in the day, they called the men of God the prophets seers. They can see what the Lord wants them to see. And they relay messages. What's the use of being a prophet or a seer of the Lord and you keep your mouth shut? What's the use of having a dream and not telling nobody? You see, ever since I was younger, I've always been a dreamer. I don't understand all my dreams, but I've always been a dreamer. Like I got a very vivid imagination, and I don't think that's coincidence. I believe everybody has their different gifts. I believe that's one of the gifts that God has bestowed upon me, probably among many others. And you have some too. But tell your dreams to people. Some of them so easy to be understood. And the thing is, God has set dreams in your heart that nobody even understands. People be mad at you because of the dreams that's on your heart. You know, I always pray all the time, like, Lord, why you still want me writing music? I don't see nothing. Keep writing. I gave you the words, keep writing it. It'll come. It'll come. Some things God put in your heart that he don't want you to forget. I'm telling you. In the dream world, he'll show you things. He'll show you people. There are some people in my life I have never dreamed about. Some people stay in my dream world. And I believe God speaks to you through dreams. When you see people in your dreams, pray for them. You know, I have a reoccurring dream that I have all the time about tornadoes. About them devouring people. And every tornado I've been through, a windstorm or flood, in the dream, it was involved people. And most of the time when I have a dream about a tornado or something in regards to a person, next thing you know, those people are in my lives. I still don't understand exactly what it means, but I still tell them. I still tell the stories. I'm still trying to figure this out myself. So I'm trying to tell you the same things. Let me pause and I will continue.